Okay, everyone, we are going to be working on our shading. So everyone was given this handout, and what you want to do when you're using any sort of shading techniques is either a wooden pencil, or if you have a B pencil, an HB, or a 2B would work as well. And instead of, when we shade, we're not holding the pencil upright, because when we hold it upright, we tend to get lines. So what we want to do is, you want to feel what's comfortable, and you want to hold it on its side. And shading is all about taking the time to go over the space of the page and varying pressure. So it's really getting good at controlling the amount of pressure that you put on the pencil. The faster you go, the more you'll get lines. So you really want to go fast back and forth, but you don't want to move fast. The second you move fast, you'll tend to get these lines. So it's a matter of holding your pencil sideways, making sure that your arm is comfortably on a table or a surface. When you hold your hand up, it's too much to control. So that takes away from getting that nice gradient pressure. We are not smudging with our fingers, I will be able to tell. It tends to look unprofessional when you smudge in that way. We're not using charcoal, we're using just a regular pencil for this assignment. So the first thing that you want to do is the bottom piece. And again, I'm resting my hand on here, and we're going to go from dark to light. So what you may want to do, I don't care if it's inside the box, it can go outside the box. We are not lifting the pencil, we're going full on with a lot of pressure. And again, I don't care if it goes past the sides or the edges. And we're moving fast up and down, but we're moving slowly across the page. And what we want to get, I'm looking for two things. One, that we're not doing any lines. And two, that it's gradually getting lighter. So what we have to do is hold our pencil sideways, decrease that pressure. So that it is slowly fading to white. So what you want to do is you want to go for, like, let's say a level 5 all the way, and you're going to leave the edge white. So this is like a level 5, this is a level 4, this is a level 3, this is a 2. 2 is the hardest level to achieve, and followed by level 1, which you're going to leave. So I want to see a gradient, and then I want to see inside the shapes, or around the shapes rather, are these little light sources. That's your sun. So I want you to lightly indicate where the highlights would be. Okay, this side will be lighter. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna start at your darkest area. Now when we do a sphere, now we're applying the same thing that we did at the bottom, except now we're curving it, because guess what? This is round. So we're gonna curve. And I tend to kind of shift the paper. I find that that helps. And we're gonna go all the way to light. So basically you're doing the same thing, but now you're curving it. And I'm doing this rather fast, but you will go much, much slower. So the part that is farthest from your sun is the area where you're gonna press the hardest on. And I'm gonna show you a little something. If you tend to get a line like this, where it doesn't look smooth, you're missing a value. So what you wanna do is go back over that area so that there are no lines in the gradient. You wanna make it appear as smooth as possible. And I'm still curving. Now, if I'm getting lines, what do you think's happening? I'm going too fast, so I want to go back over Really try to smooth this out. And you're gonna leave, you can go back in with your eraser and just sort of smooth out your edges. You're gonna leave an area light. Now what you can do is with your eraser, sort of make that lighter by erasing. But really I'm holding my pencil on its side. I wanna go back over. If I see lines, I wanna go back over this. Don't wanna see any lines. So it's a process of layering different values until you no longer see those marks. So you have to be patient with this. It's not something that comes easy. It takes a lot of practice. Okay, so I want to see a sphere. This is our cast shadow. Right underneath the object is where it's darkest. And then as we move farther away from the object, we reduce our pressure. So that our shadow also has a gradient. For the cube, the darkest area will be here. These will be much lighter. So what I like to do is add my dark tone here. So I'm adding a lot of pressure. I'm still holding my pencil on its side, trying not to get lines. Then, as we move closer to that sun, we're going to reduce our pressure. Now for something like this, we don't need to curve it because it's a cube. So you can sort of change directions. But really the darkest area is going to be this side. The top will also be light. So I'm shading straight for these because the edges are straight. So you have to ask yourself about the actual subject that you're shading. Is it curved or is it rounded? Again, the shadow is going to be darkest right where the cube is, and then as we go farther away, we're going to reduce our pressure. Okay. And then last will be the cone. So the darkest area is away from the sun. Now a cone is curved, so watch what we're going to do. I tend to go up and down. Okay, darkest on this side. I like to stay in the same direction. Now, as like a gradient, I'm gonna get lighter as I go towards my sun. And then I can curve it towards the bottom. I can change directions. As long as the lines don't show, it's okay to curve and change those directions. And then the same goes for that cast shadow of my cone, right where the cone is. We go really dark, and then we reduce the pressure as we move away from the cone. Okay. Now I did this rather quickly. You can always go back in and sort of clean this up. Okay. And so you don't have to worry about this at the top. I really want to see that you did, the first thing will be your gradient, okay? Which stay in the same direction. I turned this way, you can go either which way. Dark to light, varying the pressure. And then each of the shapes on the page. And really take your time, and it's never too late to go back in and really try to smooth out the areas so that these lines don't show, okay? And again, that's part of just being patient and getting used to it. And I wanna see that all of the tones are present in each of the shapes. Good luck, guys.